I discovered my therapist was supposed to be my soulmate, and blowing it all up was honestly iconic. I've been seeing my therapist for about 8 months now. We had regular check-ins on a weekly basis. Most of the time, we just talked about stuff that happened throughout my week. You know, nothing too important or too personal. He was handsome enough, and my mom forced me to go just because she thought I needed company. I didn't want to go, but I only went because I thought he was kind of cute. One day, though, I realized that it had been almost a year of me venting about how I hated my job and the people in it, but nothing about who I was or how I could better my life. And the cuteness factor totally wasn't even a thing yet. I planned to ask him out soon if he didn't first. I decided that I needed to change my approach if I ever wanted to get this dude's attention. I opened my heart to him one day about how I felt like I was not self-reflecting enough and was more or less focusing on superficial stuff. And he looked at me and said, "Oh, I completely understand how you feel, Linda." And then he reached over and put his hands on my shoulders, then touched my legs lightly. I pulled away right away. I did want his attention, but this was too creepy for me. "You, what are you doing?" I said. I did think he was cute, but what the heck was he doing? After all, he was my therapist, and so much older than me. But my therapist just chuckled and winked at me. "I wasn't flirting with you. I'm naturally adorable without even trying." No you aren't," I said flatly, even if it wasn't what I was thinking. The following therapy session was even weirder than ever. I opened up to him about how I'd been feeling about my past, some pretty heavy things that I never shared with anyone before. My mom beat me with a wooden stick as a kid. My dad failed to offer me support when I needed him the most. But as I was sharing my thoughts with him, he leaned over to touch my leg and then kissed me lightly on the cheek. "You," I cried, pulling away quickly. "What are you doing?" "I'm just doing exactly what I thought you wanted," he whispered eerily into my ear. "We're soulmates, aren't we?" I thought about his words carefully. "Well, I'm not going to lie. I thought you were pretty cute at first, but now that you're behaving this way, I don't know how to feel about you." The next day, I decided to take matters into my own hands. I called the therapist's manager to report my therapist's strange behavior, or at least to have an open discussion about his weirdness. But when I called, the manager had already beaten me to the punch. As I picked up the phone, the manager called me first. "What is your therapist doing during your sessions, if you don't mind my asking?" he asked me without any hesitation. "I'm telling you, this man is harassing me," I said, my voice shaking. "He told me that we're meant to be soulmates and then leaned in to kiss me." I couldn't hide my outrage. "Thank you for letting me know. I've received a few complaints about him and I was just checking with all my clients as standard protocol." The manager responded with compassion in his voice. "I will take care of this." The following day, when I showed up for another appointment with my therapist, the manager was sitting there in my therapist's usual place. "May I have a word with you, Linda? Today I'll be filling in for your therapist," he asked, not unkindly. But if that was the case, then why did I feel so sick to my stomach? "Linda, we have spoken with your therapist, and upon further investigation, we now realize that you were in fact correct. Your therapist has been speaking to multiple young women in quite an inappropriate manner, and you were just one of his many victims. He is being investigated by the police for mingling with women as well. He has even slept with a few of these girls and is now in danger of losing his license, as well as being jailed," the manager explained. All I could do was sit and cry. I had finally gathered courage to open up to someone about my past, and now that trust was thrown completely out the window.